JEJE VIBE. Where else would you rather be?
It's JEJE VIBE.
You're here to catch the vibe.
I'm feeling it.
Can y'all feel the vibe?
And it's JEJE VIBE.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to JEJE VIBE.
Oh, JEJE.
You know I got the amazing queen with me. My baby, looking blazing. Fire.
Thanks, boo.
Today we're going to be talking about blazing things. The new year came out with some fireworks.
He did.
2025. Happy New Year, everybody out there.
Happy New Year.
You know it's
We haven't
JEJE
heard
VIBE.
people say that lately.
Everybody's on the red eye, Heroku. But the new year started with a blast. We all saw the famous picture that has stormed the internet. Cybertruck right in front of
Trump's Hotel.
in the midst where we're talking about Trump, Elon, and this whole scenario just was the image of the beginning of the year. So there's so many news out there now that is going on about the supposed suspects of this crazy, horrific act. One person has been pronounced dead, which is the person who was driving the Cybertruck.
And then 7 injured.
7 injured. Prayers out to those who are affected. So there's been so many debates on what's and
Really
who
happened.
did this. So let's hear the developments.
A New Year's Day explosion on the Las Vegas Strip was apparently partially planned using artificial intelligence.
I think this is the first incident that I'm aware of on U.S. soil where ChatGPT is utilized to help an individual build a particular device.
Authorities say Matthew Livelsberger, a U.S. Army Master Sergeant and Green Beret, asked ChatGPT a series of questions days before the incident. How to acquire and use explosive materials.
The research on ChatGPT determined that he needed at least 2,000 feet per second velocity on the firearm in order to be able to actually cause a full detonation of all the explosives he had.
Authorities say the 37-year-old fatally shot himself in the head right before his rented Tesla Cybertruck loaded with more than 60 pounds of pyrotechnic material exploded, injuring 7 bystanders. In addition, police unveiled that prior to arriving at the Trump Hotel, Livelsberger also poured racing-grade fuel into the Cybertruck.
If he was to achieve a high-order detonation of that, it would have been a significantly different blast. So whether he failed to achieve that mission, whether he backed out of that, we can't get inside his head to answer.
Police believe the flash from the gun may have set off the explosives, showing a video the moment after the muzzle flashed. Flames engulfed the truck's cabin. Authorities also revealing that Livelsberger left behind what they called a 6-page manifesto, writing that he believed he was being followed and that he had initially planned to drive to the Grand Canyon.
There was a change in plans, and he showed up here at the Trump Towers on the following day on January 1st.
The note also shedding light on Livelsberger's mental state leading up to that attack.
He has graphic encounters from his military experience that replay in his head over and over, and that now he feels like he's a shell of a human being with nothing to live for.
Martins. So ChatGPT was used to plan out the type of buzz boost to be used. Martins.
So that means somebody already have that information on, hey, from the data the ChatGPT got it from.
This is the chatbot we're creating. This is crazy. And someone came out on Sean Ryan's podcast and said he received an email before the incident happened. Who are we to determine if it's true or not? We were just observing and seeing everything that they were saying. They made their own points, talked their own. But what do? We were just observing. But we knew that something was not. But we were still observing.
Hey, also, Elon also came out too and mentioned that their Cybertruck has nothing to do with the explosion.
And in fact, the Cybertruck showed that it's Cybertruck.
Hey, and hey, we thought it was a bulletproof Cybertruck.
But at least, according to them, the Cybertruck was able to contain the explosion. So that's why it didn't really do some crazy damage. But we never know what happens to his mind and where his mind went to for him to get this whole thing done. There were so many reports going out there. We don't know.
Major new developments in the investigation into the man behind the Cybertruck explosion in Las Vegas on Wednesday. Investigators finding letters on the phone of driver Matthew Livelsberger detailing his plans for the attack. And Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo is here now with more on the former Army Green Beret's motive.
He wrote it all down in his own words. The active duty Army soldier railed against America, saying we have a culture of weakness, we fight wars with no clear objective, and we obsess over things like diversity. And despite choosing to blow up a Tesla outside a Trump hotel, he supported the president-elect and Elon Musk, but says his actions were meant to be a wake-up call. Despite being badly damaged in the explosion and the fire, the charged cell phones belonging to Matthew Livelsberger gave investigators a clear picture of the 37-year-old's motive. In a series of notes on the phones, the U.S. Army Green Beret outlined political and personal grievances. Las Vegas police read some of the ramblings where he called the U.S. terminally ill and headed towards collapse.
This was not a terrorist attack. It was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? Why did I personally do it now? I need to cleanse my mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took.
Police also released several videos of Livelsberger on his route from Colorado to Nevada. He was only in Las Vegas about an hour New Year's Day morning when he parked in front of the Trump International Hotel, and within seconds, he shot and killed himself in the truck and set off the explosion, which injured 7.
Although this incident is more public and more sensational than usual, it ultimately appears to be a tragic case of suicide involving a heavily decorated combat veteran who is struggling with PTSD and other issues.
Even though Livelsberger and the suspect in the New Orleans terror attack were both stationed at the same Army base and both served in Afghanistan, the FBI now confirms it's all just a coincidence and firmly believes Livelsberger acted alone.
We've identified no telephonic or email communication between the subjects, no information that suggests that they knew each other, that they ever served in the same unit, that they were ever assigned at the same place at the same time and had interaction.
In those notes retrieved on his phone, he called diversity, equity, and inclusion a cancer. He said Democrats need to be forced out of Washington by any means possible, even non-peacefully. As the feds dig deeper into the Bronze Star recipient's phone, they're uncovering the true feelings of this decorated soldier, who apparently had shown no red flags, according to one senior U.S. Army official.
There is one cell phone that we are getting into, and I can tell you that we are barely scratching the surface.
In addition to those notes, authorities say they are aware of an email that was sent to podcast hosts the day before the blast, New Year's Eve, where Livelsberger talks about the drone sightings out in the Northeast and claims the FBI had been following him. Investigators do confirm they are aware of this email. They can't say with 100% certainty that he wrote it, but at this point, they do believe he did.
It is a said manifesto out there. We don't know.
This manifesto, if you want to call it that, came in on Tuesday. And when I started reading this, my initial take was, okay, this is off the deep end. It's bonkers. I can't validate or verify any of the stuff in this manifesto. Mm-hmm. And I told him that in a subsequent email. And I'll read that to you later, my response to him. And once again, my response to him elicited, hey, get me in contact with Sean Ryan, Fox News, and he even said Pete Hegseth. Get me in contact with Hegseth. And I'm like, dude, I don't have the incoming Secretary of Defense's phone number. Sorry, bro. That's the last time I talked to him. So yesterday morning.
What date was that?
That was Tuesday. That was this Tuesday. So we're Friday now. That was 3 days ago.
So
the day before.
30th?
Yeah, the day before the attack. I dismissed this stuff out of hand.
The 31st. It was on the 31st.
Yes.
We're only observing. Mm-hmm. So we'll keep you guys updated as the story unfolds. Mm-hmm. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe. It's JEJE Vibe.
Oh, JEJE.
Where else would you rather be? JEJE Vibe,
JEJE Vibe.
You know it's JEJE Vibe.
Oh, JEJE.
See you next week.
Bye now. JEJE Vibe.